On the news tonight, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu flags off the second edition of Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme nationwide. NTA reporters clinch Ogun NUJ Professional Awards. Good evening and welcome to NTA Ijebu ode News at 7. My name is Fatima Hassan. The news in details. It is another early Christmas celebration for senior citizens across the country as Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu flags off the second edition of Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme nationwide. Under the program, a total of 9,500 aged will each receive the sum of 200,000 naira as support from the RHI. State House correspondent NTA Ijebu reports.
Aged and wise, but somehow feeble in strength, they represent a subset of the society who have been gracefully impacted by the withering hands of time. Their total well-being, physical, medical and otherwise, is a major concern that Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu is addressing with the national flag off of the second edition of the Elderly Support Scheme of the Renewed Hope Initiative at the Armed Forces Officers' Mess, Abuja.
This program is designed to support the welfare of our elderly citizens annually. 250 elderly citizens aged 65 and above in all 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory, and veterans from the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association will be benefiting from this scheme. The governing board of the Renewed Hope Initiative has decided to increase the grant from 100,000 to 200,000 this year. A total of 1,900 million naira will be disbursed across the nation.
While presenting a cash sum of 200,000 naira to some of the beneficiaries, the First Lady wished them a fun-filled Yuletide celebration and enjoined them to prioritize their well-being.
Eat well, stay hydrated, do little exercise like walking and getting adequate rest. Spend quality time with loved ones and do what you enjoy and makes you happy.
The Armed Forces community, led by the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, is happy at our unwavering commitment to the cause of the vulnerables, particularly the veterans.
We are going to support this program yearly. Amma has already made her own budget for 250 elderly persons, but we are adding more 250.
It's not just a responsibility, but a privilege to show our love and gratitude, where no one is left behind in an aging world which is inspiring and worthy of emulation.
Today's event is more than just a gesture of goodwill, but a reminder that your efforts and commitment for a better Nigeria is not forgotten.
Apart from offering free medical services to some of the senior citizens, the scheme, under the Social Investment Program of RHI, also provided free food items. From the Armed Forces Officers' Mess, Abuja, NTA Ijebu, NTA News.
Senate has passed the Nigerian Insurance Reform Bill 2024, which seeks to address contemporary challenge for growth and innovation within the industry. Among provisions in the proposed legislation is raising the capital base of insurance companies in Nigeria to 45 billion naira. The Comprehensive Review of the Insurance Act, as explained in the report of the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance, and other financial matters, was to enable Nigeria achieve the $1 trillion economy by 2030. Senate also adopted a motion from Senator Anthony Siaka urging authorities to address incessant attacks in parts of Gombe State. Meanwhile, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has congratulated Lukman, Nnadozie, and the Super Falcons for making Nigerian proud at the CAF Awards. 「 wants a robust synergy with relevant stakeholders towards maximizing the agricultural value chain for socio-economic development. This is the position of the State Deputy Governor, Noimat Salako Oyedele, at the dinner and award night, climaxing the 2024 press week of the Ogun State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, where two of NTA Ijebu staff clinched professional awards. Lekon Adbonde has the details.
An evening of intriguing felicitation, melodious celebrations, and joyous appreciation of intangible professional fruitfulness through the year summarizes the moment as 2024 annual press week of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Ogun State Council, reached the crescendo. Men of the pen profession, joined by top dignitaries, families, and friends, used the moment of the dinner and awards night to reflect the positive achievements, activities, and contributions of journalists in Ogun State to the scheme of affairs across all sectors of the society. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, represented by his deputy, reflecting on the theme of the annual celebration, urged Nigerian media and other relevant stakeholders to collaborate with government in promotion of policies that would maximize the potential in agriculture.
Together, we can advocate for farmer-friendly policies, promote sustainable practices, and encourage investment in agricultural technology.
The 2024 Ogun NUJ Press Week Dinner and Awards Night served as a platform to appreciate distinguished individuals and corporate entities with awards of excellence for their immense contributions. The head of service of Ogun State, Mr. Kende Onosoya, led the pack of the awardees.
When a journalist does his job perfectly, it's for a better society in terms of feedback mechanism, in terms of dishing out information that is accurate, in terms of living up to expectation, in terms of the ethics of the profession. That is what we call responsible journalism. The
Ogun NUJ also celebrated professional excellence with awards at various categories of journalism, in which members of the NTA Ogun Chapel got 2 awards, with Lekon Adbonde emerging as the Grassroots Reporter of the Year broadcast, while Yemi Darimo clinched the Broadcast Journalist of the Year award. In Abeokuta, Lekon Adbonde, NTA News.
Nigeria must urgently review and reform its firearm laws, aligning them with the realities of 21st century warfare and the evolving threats with a view to effectively confront the diverse challenges and ensure national security. The Director General National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, Deputy Inspector General of Police, Johnson Kokumo, made this known at a workshop to review Nigerian 1959 Firearms Act. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
In an era where global security dynamics are rapidly shifting, Nigeria stands at a critical juncture in the evolution of its defense and law enforcement strategies. The 1959 Firearms Act, which was served as a cornerstone for regulating weapons, was designed in a vastly different security landscape. Today, Nigeria faces an asymmetric warfare environment characterized by insurgencies, organized crime, and militancy, where non-state actors often possess weaponry that outmatches traditional state forces.
We aim to scrutinize the existing provisions of the Firearms Act, identify gaps, and propose amendments that align with global best practices. We must incorporate the provisions of relevant international conventions, strengthen our oversight mechanisms, ensure reliable tracking and registration systems.
As we re-examine a piece of legislation enacted over half a century ago, we must ensure that our legal frameworks remain not just relevant, but also robust enough to confront the rapidly changing dynamics of illicit arms flow.
The theme for the workshop is a review of Firearms Act of 1959 in the context of current security realities and proliferation of illicit and light weapons. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The federal government, in collaboration with the World Bank has committed $600 million for the rehabilitation of 200,000 kilometers of rural roads across the country. Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullah, says the initiative will be implemented through the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project. Musa Baba Aliyu reports.
Records indicate that there are approximately 200,000 kilometers of rural roads in Nigeria, of which about 40,000 kilometers are in poor condition. This has been identified as a significant obstacle to the social and economic well-being of millions of rural dwellers. For instance, in a community located in Ndoku West local government area of Delta State, many farmers, including women and the elderly, rely on motorcycles and bicycles due to poor condition of the rural roads.
If you want to go and fetch water, you can go with it. If you are going out, you can go with anything, anywhere that you are going to.
The federal government partnership with the World Bank, therefore, aims to construct these routes in the 19 states across the country. The project will be executed under the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project (RAMP).
The World Bank has agreed to support the ministry in its quest for the attainment of food security through a facility that is currently ongoing and discussions ongoing with that respect.
The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, announced that out of the $600 million, federal and state local government will provide $100 million as counterpart funds. According to the agreement, benefiting states are required to establish rural access road authorities and state road funds to ensure road maintenance and sustainability.
Federal component will enable us to intervene in selected and strategic locations where there is massive agricultural production activities requiring that we intervene to allow evacuation of foods and at the same time promote the marketing of these products.
The road projects are expected to improve the transportation of agricultural produce, enhance farmers' incomes, and help eradicate poverty among rural communities. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
We'll be back shortly after the break. Please stay tuned.
See this baby, why should they do younger like this?
As you see me so, I don't become 10x of the woman when I be before. Berekete 10x.
Make you enjoy 10 times your recharge, double data, and other betterment on top, voice calls, IG, TikTok, audio and video streaming, Zoom calls, and other better things them. Dial *301#.
You never finish, 1,000 naira welcome bonus for voice and data.
You mean all this thing for Berekete 10x?
Full for the enjoyment.
Is your line blocked? You can get your line unblocked free, fast and easy. Quickly go to any Glow World shop or SIM registration center near you and link your NIN to your Glow line right now. Got no NIN? Visit the nearest NIMC office, get an NIN, and then link it to your Glow line. NIN registration is free, so reconnect with Glow today.
Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. The news continues. The Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act is explicit on what constitutes acts of violence and the consequent legal punishment therein. Hence, the need for Nigerians to arm themselves fully with the provisions of the Act in commemorating this year's 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, as emphasized by the National Council for Women's Societies. Momsoda Mendati has details.
The intentional act of inflicting physical, emotional, psychological harm, injury or pain on a person is termed abuse, including what some consider traditional rites of female circumcision, which is in reality female genital mutilation. These acts has consequences, and the National Council for Women's Societies, NCWS, wants the public to know all there is in the barbaric practice.
Laws, surveillance, reporting, and persecution of GBV cases. This program is a critical step towards our collective goal of eliminating female genital mutilation, and other forms of gender-based violence, GBV, in Nigeria. It is estimated that over 200 million girls and women worldwide have undergone FGM, with Nigeria having one of the highest prevalence rates. The practice of FGM has serious physical and emotional consequences for girls and women, including chronic pain, infertility, and even death. The major obstacle to achieving gender equality and empowering women and girls. It's a violation of human rights and a major public health concern.
So it is important for you all to engage our faith-based organization. Do you know your DPO? Are you aware of the Federal Ministry of Justice? Are you aware of NAPTIP? Do you know the desk officer for FGM in Ministry of Health, in Women Affairs?
The gathering has brought together members from all over the country to cascade the message to the grassroots. Momso Damien Ati, NTA News.
Yes. Sevicom Compliance Evaluation Report on Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, is urging the authority to up its game on customer satisfaction, amongst other areas identified for an enhancement. Kenneth Nanim reports that the Chief Executive of NMDPRA, Farouk Ahmed, received the report with an assurance to Nigerians for an improved service delivery going forward.
Sevicom Presidency, as part of its mandate to ensure off-takers of services from ministries, departments and agencies of government are not shortchanged, carried out a service compliance evaluation on 13 selected field offices of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, across the country. And now the report is being presented to the office, and feedbacks from the field reveal regular monitoring on compliance with standards, safety and quality control are some of the areas NMDPRA performed beyond average. Deployment of ICT to monitor operations, the report says, has cut down on diversion of products and reduced human contacts that sometimes facilitate sharp practices. Regular interaction with stakeholders was another area the report says NMDPRA has done well. Meanwhile, the report pointed to inadequate working tools. Many regulatory bodies, the use of privately owned laboratories for testing, as well as what it describes as over-concentration of power at the center, amongst others, as challenges that hinder customer satisfaction, and urges NMDPRA to improve on them.
Management should fully automate departmental processes, including those within health and safety, to reduce delays, accelerate workflows, and enhance overall productivity.
As a regulator, we try to use an independent laboratory rather than use, because our work is not to go and get revenue from laboratory testing. That's why we have independent laboratories. Where there are disputes, that's when, as regulator, we take the sample to our laboratory and test in order to, in case of any dispute.
Having acknowledged the issues raised, the Chief Executive Officer of NMDPRA assures Nigerians of an improved service delivery in the coming days. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
That will be all for tonight's package. Join us tomorrow for more interesting stories. Good night.
Merry Christmas, Nigeria!
Glow Unlimited.